Yeah, so I think this is actually one of my favorite mispricing of risks in the market, especially with our particular type of company. And so like if you're an investor investing, $10 million plus in a company going after a known market with a known business model, it is less risky to back, a business leader who has done it before, maybe multiple times. And so if you think though about the startups we're funding that are in a new emerging markets and you likely leveraging kind of new and different business models that haven't been used before, I think it creates this opportunity for a new type of founder. In our old software parlance, I would say closer to the metal. But the idea being that in 06 to 10, it was backing product leaders and engineers instead of MBAs. And today, I think that's very much backing kind of the scientists. And so we think a lot about kind of mission-driven, technical founders. I talked earlier about kind of multidisciplinary backgrounds and then cross-discipline understanding across the team, which then leads to kind of these unique and differentiated insights around product. And then have the ability to understand how unique elements of the underlying science open up different types of business models. I mentioned, pendulum therapeutics and filtering before. Both you kind of use this unique safety profile to take a different approach to regulatory and distribution than kind of, I would say, small molecule, more traditional therapeutic competitors in the same category. Two other examples, because I think this to me is like the most important topic. So one example, Brendan Frey is the founder and CEO of a company called Deep Genomics. Brendan was a student of Jeff Hinton at University of Toronto, and was one of the earliest, if not the earliest individual to start applying deep learning techniques to the analysis of human genetic code. So when he said, hey, I want to go start a company to develop genetic medicines, they're using software. There's probably no one in the world who's like thought about this and worked this problem as long as him. He has never run a company before. And so there will be work to kind of have that as a growth edge on how do you hire, how do you bring in other things around it. But from a pure, how to understand the power of the technology and how that can turn into technology, product and business model, I think you could not find someone else in the world to ever replace that with him. Other example, Larry Weiss is the founder of a company called Symbiome. Larry was a medical doctor who left the practice of medicine to build consumer products with health as a primary design parameter, initially with IDEO. He's already built 2 first-in-class consumer products, first at Cleanwell and Mother Dirt. The vision at Symbiome is to create products that consumers love and that will help restore ancestral elements of health. And so there's very few people in the world who have thought about consumer products and health in the same way as Larry. And so if someone wants to go tackle this problem, Larry's probably best situated to go and do it. And that type of edge in the founder and the earliest stages is something you can't value it. Like it's just, that's the thing we look for. And it's the thing that leads to incredible insight in these small, weird, new early markets that ultimately leads to big, important, valuable companies that change people's lives.